After 4 successful-ish seasons of TOECAR, a brand new field has been set for Season 5. However, those unemployed have an itch, the need for speed, the need to prove themselves. Who's the best of the worst? Let's find out. Hello everybody, my name is Outbox and I welcome you to Outward Speedway, located somewhere in the world because we just woke up here one day. Everybody from the Cup teams to the Goodies Trash Series teams to the truck teams are here today. We just got told this is the location, go race in a sticky note, and I guess this is where we're at. This is a 2-mile oval. Turns are banked at 28 degrees, perfect for super speedway racing, or the next closest thing to it. Before I ask the event organizer on how he found this place, let's ask the question, who gets in? Drivers who are currently unemployed or have driven the Plot 55 car before are eligible for this race. A lot of them have driven a full season of TOECAR, very few have driven that coveted Plot 55. Kyrock full-time drivers are eligible, as well as crew chief race winners Taxidermy and Bruce Outback. Speaking of crew chiefs, all of those who have relieved their drivers are eligible. Lastly, the raffle winners from the previous clash are returning to this one, as well as 2 new raffle entries for the Goodies Trash. Dude, are we for real? Are we deadass right now? You killed it. You killed the Alright, now that practice is over and I was able to talk to Dr. Chemo's size for that stunt, let's talk about today's event. 28 entries for the Garbage Truck Series, the least out of the 3 races, but you'll see plenty of action as this track has shown in test races. 30 laps, the same amount as the Todd Ring in the previous clash, but due to the track size here at Outward, it's gonna go by pretty quickly. Expect speeds out of 230 miles per hour though. These truckers know how to race, I'm sure about that. It's also a very narrow track as well. It's not that narrow like Ricky Raceway, but you'll see. You'll see how narrow it is. And finally, you're gonna see, 3, 4, 5 wide, many abreast, many wide for today. Alrighty, now that we know what to expect out of the track and out of the field, first race out of 3 with the Garbage Truck Series. But before we start, we have to know where they start. So let's go through today's starting grid presented by the NASCAR Romance novels. They're real. Starting on pole today, it's gonna be the 99 of Andrew coming fresh out of a terrible, abysmal Season 4. And alongside him, the 19 of Big Luke Lifts, Mr. Did Nothing for Season 3. Starting in 3rd place, it's gonna be Peter Griffith in the number 71, who has relieved Joe Swanson a couple of times. Right next to him though, a very successful lawnmower racer, Tiny Stewart in the number 14, coming out of premature retirement just for this race. That's pretty cool. In row 3, Paul in the number 12, our previous raffle winner, did terribly in that event, so he's demoted to the Truck Series. I hope he likes it. Starting alongside, it's the 34 of Steel Park in the doohickey thingamabob mobile. Starting in 7th place, Truck 30 of Taylor Ham. Absolutely nothing happened when he debuted it in Season 3. Right next to him though, another debutant, but as a relief driver at 8 Ball, Hans Bozo. Is it Hans Bozo or Han Bozo? Hans Bozo, he's Hans Bozo to me. Rounding out the top 10, Mr. Frog in the number 33, who relieved Babe Juth when he got penalized at Daytona for causing that massive pileup. Right next to him, Marco Zandretti in the number 43, who is driving for his late brother, Mario. Starting in 11th, Jacinto Pinto, the only driver who has relieved Mateus Paiva throughout the times he's been injured or has gone soul searching. Right next to the Tide Ride, the 40 of Mike and I, Candy, the duo, and since Mike is a beautiful butterfly now, they're gonna do the old one too, that they always relied on switching seats every other pit stop. Let's hope for the best when it comes to the Candy Bros. Row 7, Silverado in the 00, who has driven for Camaro when he got injured. Right next to him though, another failed Season 3 driver in Chad GPT. Starting in 15th, it's gonna be Scamart East, brother to the late Conrad East. Somehow recovered all of Conrad's sponsors. He must have done some crazy shit. Right next to him though, General Incompetence, who relieved that gum after that tragic incident at Trenton. Starting in row 9, Stacy in the number 79, honoring her bestie Sarah. Right next to her, Dr. Chemo Size in the number 86, eliminated in Season 4 for a lackluster performance. Rounding out the top 20, 2 other trucks that did pretty bad in Season 4, Jake Joe in Truck 2 and Amagase Brown in Truck 41. Starting in 21st, the most hated man in sports, well, that title is in question, Tommen J. Walls in the 66, and right next to him in the 65, Chicken Finger, who has relieved the Nugget Twins before. Starting in row 12, What Is Love in the number 64, who relieved Andrew at Avis that one time, and since Andrew is here, present at the Clash, he has to drive his own truck, so some inspiration out of his Pocono ride. We'll see how he does today. Starting alongside the 64, it's the 44 of Kaikia. Now, this guy is an interesting case because many argue that he had a terrible Season 3 due to various crashes that were none of his fault. Personally, I'm very skeptical about his ability, but I'm also been proven wrong, so good luck to him. Starting in 23rd, our Sunshine, LeBronchitis in the number 6, eliminated in Season 4. Man, a lot of truck drivers eliminated in the previous season, it seems. Right next to him, though, it's going to be Great Biffle in the number 23, not Debbie McBetty. Since Debbie is here, he's going to be driving in the Splink Cup event. And honestly, our Goody Stress Series event is full, so sorry. Starting in 27th, the number 7 of Justin Tallgeier, who debuted at Charlotte, relieving for Mark, I guess. Starting in dead F and last, it's going to be Corey Origami in the number 96, Season 1 OG. And you may be wondering, why is he here in the Truck Series event when he could be in the Cup or even some other event? But he waited for the boats. He thought he would get in by the commentator boat or the fan boat, but he didn't. At least he has a full-time Kyrock ride, and honestly, I have to think about that, how that will work in the next Clash. But that's another story for another day. Corey Origami, starting from the back of the pack in last place. And now let's return it to our pace car driver for today, returning guest, Safety Carl.
各位车手，为了开始比赛，请启动你们的引擎。
Another great command by Carl. Honestly, I don't know how he does it. I should let him do all 3 races. TBH, TBH, for real. And here we go. Pace truck is off. Taking the truckers to the start-finish line and get this race going. And I want to give a shout out to the finance department for helping with this race. They gambled all our funds and won it back tenfold. Thank you guys. We wouldn't have done this without you. And after this, you're all fired. And I regret nothing. Pace truck leaving the racing surface, just like I put those people on leave. Andrew on the inside. Big Luke lifts on the outside. 30 laps. Hopefully they all stay green, but knowing how TOECAR drivers are, it's not gonna happen. And here we go. First event out of 3. Let's go truckin'. Andrew with a great start. Big Luke lifts dropping like a rock. Peter Griffin right behind the 99. And Paul getting out of the way to go down the inside on the backstretch. Look at the run the number 12 has. Can he get into the inside? Yes, he can. Andrew not being able to block. I don't know why. And Taylor Ham hanging on in the middle. Trying to go down to the bottom. Jacinto Pinto trying to give him some space. Not quite. And the first lap is going to go to the number 12. There we go. Paul leading the first lap of this race, but not for long. Jacinto Pinto looking to take the lead. But here comes the 00 Silverado. Man, I just realized I said not for long when Paul wasn't in the lead. It doesn't matter anyways. Look at this, 3 wide for the lead. Now it's about to turn 4 wide. Tom and Jay Walls wants a piece of the action. And the 66 able to take the lead. And now goes towards the top. LeBronchitis and Stacy fighting for that free real estate. Oh, and Justin Tallgeier out of nowhere with the help of 64 of Vladislav and the 65 of Chicken Finger. Oh, and I saw some trucks hitting the wall. I think it was the 66, the 01, and the 32. Now it's getting into 3 packs, turning into 2 with a string of trucks. it's getting real interesting. A game of high-speed chess. Now Andrew, after losing the lead, trying to get back to the front once more with the help of Marcus Andretti. Oh my god! Hooking each other. And the 43 with a really extensive lead for some reason. And now they're 4 wide for second place. Marcus Andretti saying thank you very much to that 99. As Andrew continues to struggle. Paul towards the front once more, and here comes new challengers in the Great Biffle. And Among Us A Brown, the 23 goes up. The 41 says thank you very much. And Among Us A Brown getting help from Big Luke Lifts and Tiny Stewart. Thanks for making me eat more words, man. Jeez Louise, these trucks are moving way too fast for me to commentate. But here we go. The 19 of Big Luke Lifts getting help from the... Oh my god, not again. Tiny Stewart getting some nice air. Now battling towards the front. Chicken Finger getting help from the 44 of Guy Kia. And there was some contact with the wall between Among Us St. Brown. I don't know if you saw that. Now ChatGPT in the apron. What is going on? Oh my god. 23 of Great Biffle got into the 64 of What Is Love. Great Biffle still grinding that wall. Now it's a huge mess down up here. The 30 of Taylor Ham now leading his first laps. And, oh, Chicken Finger in the wall, grinding as well. Oh, and there's some wrecks! The 99 of Andrew! Oh, that's Jake Joe! I think... Oh my god. Over and over, Tom and Jay Walls. And his truck is destroyed. Except not really. But his engine is for sure. His day is over. I think Jake Joe, his day is over as well. I saw his truck smoking and I think they're gonna be okay. I know they wreck a lot in this track, but they made it out fine. Caution is out. Alrighty, first caution of the day. Let's check how this happened. It starts with Chicken Finger just grinding the wall for the entire 2 turns and keeps it there and manages to recover it, but it's super slow. Andrew misjudges and Jake Joe just hits the 99 from the back and he goes flying by, but the 65, the 99, the 41 get involved. And here's the second part of the wreck. We're going to check it shortly. Now looking at the perspective of Jake Joe as he hits the 99, goes towards the infield, jumps over the hill, and straight beeline into Tom and Walls. Both pancake the wall absolutely hard. And Tom and Walls in the 66 gets the worst of it. Great Biffle getting a little 3D IMAX view of the wreck, and the 66 back on his wheels, at least able to take it to the garage. Now riding on board Chicken Finger on the number 65, and he starts grinding on the wall starting on turn 1. Goes into turn 2 still grinding. Exits the turn and he's still grinding on it. Manages to recover it, but Andrew, here he comes. And just makes a mess out of everything. Among Us St. Brown hits the 65, but Chick manages to keep it going. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever we have someone avoiding a wreck in a TOECAR race, we have to show it. The 96 of Corey Origami sees what's happening, slows down, waves hi to Andrew because Andrew is waving back, and goes on his merry way. Almost no damage. He did tap the wall a little bit there, but super stellar wreck avoidance from Mr. Origami. On board the roof of the number 2, with him being witness to the worst pass in history, but he gets involved, goes straight into the infield, jumps over, straight into the path of the 66, with Tom ending on his roof and flipping over and over again. I hope they didn't hit each other too hard. While on us onboard before we go back green, this is the 66 of Tom and Jay Walls, and bye Jake Joe. Hi Jake Joe. Oh my god, hard hit. And barrel rolls a couple of times, close calls between the 65 and 23, but it's Jober for Tommen. I did say final onboard, not final replay, so we're going to take a look at Great Biffle, because this was a very close call. General Incompetence just hooks him And Vladislav, if he wasn't there, I'm pretty sure it would have been disastrous. But Grey Biffle losing some spots and speed in the aftermath of this confrontation. Welcome back to Outward Speedway, about to go for our first restart of the day on lap 12 out of 30, almost the halfway point of this race. Now, some news regarding Jake, Joe, and Tom and Walls. Those trucks are out of this race. Will we see more in the upcoming laps? Yeah, definitely. And here we go, green flag once again, and Taylor Ham taking a huge jump over LeBronchitis in the number 6. Mr. Frog helping LeBronchitis out, never mind. Mr. Frog doesn't want to help anybody, it seems. He works by his own. And now the number 6, helping the leader out, trying to get some clear space. And look at that, they're already going 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Mr. Frog doing pretty well by himself, all things considered, but being left out to dry by the 77 of Hans Bozo, who's also doing pretty good, despite only racing once at 8 pole. Now the 77 gets in front of the 33, trying to go to the bottom. He won't be able to. Mike and Ike Candy's right there, getting pushed by his chewing gum brethren in general incompetence. Big Luke lifts getting into the picture now, so does Stacy. Oh, what is Jacinta Pinta doing with Tiny Stewart getting too close right there? Stacy now in front and moves over to the side for Justin Tallgeier to take the bottom now. Oh, and they're about to go 4 wide. And Mr. Frog hits the outside barrier. It's 3 wide for the lead. ChatGPT getting some help from Marco Zandretti. Now getting bumped out of the way by the 43. Steel Park pushing Marco. And Vladislav right behind. And Marcus Andretti decides to go up the top, block the 01, and that leaves space for the 34 and 64 to go by. And look at this, 5 wide in the middle of the turn. Oh no, Justin Tallgeier, Paul, Silverado, and more cars are getting involved. Oh my god! Marcus Andretti disappearing. What the fuck? He caught so much air. And oh, there's a guy flipping. That looks like the 32 of Jacinto Pinto. Yeah. What happened? What the fuck? Quite a lot happened there, so let's take it one step at a time, shall we? It starts with the 7 of Justin Tallgeier brushing the wall, and Stacy hooks him right into Paul, and 2 more trucks get collected in the 00 of Silverado and general incompetence in the 74. All 5 trucks able to keep going, even the 12 of Paul, who's on his passenger's side right now. But he's going to go back on his wheels pretty soon. There it is. And here's a residual of the second wreck, where Marcus Andretti disappeared and re-emerged multiple times. Overall, a pretty calm wreck compared to the second, more devastating one. And we'll take a look at that, but first, the onboards. Running on board the number 7 of Justin Tallgeier, you're going to see how he overcooks it, gets together with the 79, and causes the 12 to go on his side. And like any other truck or car that causes a wreck, he goes away. And this is the elephant in the room that needs to be addressed later. Trust me. Riding with the first wreck's biggest loser, things turn around quickly for Paul. He was racing, and then he was forced on his side by the 7 of Justin Tallgeier. Finishes turn 2 on his passengers before returning to all fours, and with the help of the 43 getting stuck on the fence, he was able to stop it prematurely. Trust me right now. While the first wreck was the reason for the yellow flag to come out, the red came out for this second wreck, and it starts with Guy Kia getting into the 86 of Dr. Chemo's slice, and it results with a bunch of trucks going up to where Marco Zandretti is, resulting in the ultimate squoze. The 43 goes high up in the air, about to hit the fence, but gets stopped by something. But that wasn't even the worst part. Focus on Tiny Stewart. Oh my god! The 65 hits the 14 on the roof. I'm seeing a bunch of safety trucks on the caved-in truck of Tiny Stewart. Think some thoughts, people. He's gonna need them. We go back to real time. The 32 flipping in the background and Andrew getting involved. The sky's blue. On board the guy who started it all, Guy Kia, and it looks like the 86 actually gets up. It wasn't the other way around. Well, camera angles do that to you. But the 44 gets some damage, and he's about to get some more from the 33 of Mr. Frog, and Mr. Frog isn't too happy about that. Here's what he has to say on the radio. Well, that wasn't nice. Somehow, Marcus Andretti had his onboard camera rolling, so let's see what happened here. He goes over the fence and... So it is real. Another guy who got absolutely pummeled in this wreck was the 14 of Tiny Stewart. I say was because this is probably his final moments, and it starts with him going on his roof and getting absolutely annihilated by Chicken Finger. Honestly, I'm surprised the camera still works. As I said earlier, the safety crew is at the scene of the crime right now, and they're using a multi-purpose grabber tool to get Tiny out, citing we have to be delicate. On board a real man of genius in the 65 of Chicken Finger, he sees the first wreck happening and doesn't slow down, sees the second wreck, goes full speed, hits Tiny Stewart straight in the skull, and yeah, Chick is a murderer. I don't know what to say. This guy's gonna get arrested for manslaughter after what just... Hello? As we look at Jacinta Pinto, I wanted to talk about Tiny Stewart and his condition. Surprisingly, he is alive and moving and speaking and all that stuff that a normal human being does. But he is flat as a pancake and he is very pissed. It reminds me of that altercation he had with Scubs, but I am very happy to hear that Tiny Stewart is alive. Final replay of this incident, and we're gonna look through this in real time, starting with the first wreck, then the second. Man, oh man, Tiny Stewart, probably the worst hit I've seen in any truck series race ever. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't show up for anything after this. And we welcome you back to Outward, going for another restart, this time with 11 laps to go on lap 20. Conrad East on the inside, Hans Bozo on the outside, and some news on Marcos Andretti. He's back on the racetrack. I guess teleporting to the back rooms and coming back isn't scary enough for him. And here we go. Green flag once again, 11 laps to go. And LeBron Kaitis wants to take the lead right now, taking it 3 wide on turn 1. And towards the back stretch, and he's going to take it. Corey Origami following right behind, trying to get some of the draft. And Steel Park about to take it 4 wide. 4 wide for second place. Unbelievable. This is how bad these drivers want it. And Corey Origami wants the lead right now, taking it on the inside. LeBron Kaitis couldn't decide who to block. Ooh, some contact between the 64 of What Is Love and the 30 of Taylor Ham. Corey Origami on the lead once more. Blocks Steel Park. Into turn 1. What Is Love following behind the 96. And Stacy and the 79. Trying to get a bit of the draft from the 64. What Is Love going for the lead and he takes it. First place to the 64. Now Taylor Ham wants a spot. What Is Love trying to block. He won't be able to. The 30 going towards the lead. Steel Park getting help from the 77 of Hans Bozo and the 62 of Scam Art East. I don't know why I said Con Art East earlier. Scam Art East. Now the 34 is on the lead and the 77 is looking for the spot once more. I really don't know why they block on the outside. There's no reason to do that. But here we go, the 77. Back towards the front once more. And the 96 of Corey Origami. He isn't done yet. He wants to lead some more laps. Seems that when they take the outside, or any of the truckers take the outside lanes, it seems that they get huge runs. And look at this, 3 wide for second place once more. The 34 Steel Park easily takes it. Oh no, never mind. The 77 has a great run on the outside. Look at this. I think the tires are warmed up enough to make those type of moves. LeBronkitis battling the 34 for the top spot. 3 wide for first place right now. Oh, and Scamart East hits the outside wall, grinds on it for free, and falls towards the back. LeBronkitis is still battling the 34 and the 77. Taylor Ham going towards the bottom, trying to help him out. 6 cars battling for first place. Unbelievable. This is how bad these drivers want it. What is love? Leaving the 34 out for drive. The 34 tries to go to the top, trying to get help from the 77. And the 64 in the lead, but not for long. Let's see if the 34 can do the same moves the 77 did. Not quite there yet. LeBronkitis getting some help from General Incompetence, trying to move towards the top spot. Here comes some more players. Silverado in the 00. There's Paul. There's Big Lifts as well. And the pack towards the front keeps getting bigger. LeBronkitis still leading, trying to block any type of, well, oncomers, excuse me. Can't spell today. Oh, look at this! Very tight there between the 30, 64 and 34. That's not good. And the 96 going towards the bottom, helping that 30 out. Here comes Corey Origami trying to get the lead once more. A lot of lead changes towards the end of this race, and 4 laps to go. It's anybody's guess who wins this race. Silverado trying to take it 4 wide for the top spot. Look at this! Now it's 3 wide. LeBronkitis backs off just a little bit. Don't want to cause disaster on these final laps. Corey Origami leading. Silverado on the bottom, trying to catch up. Hans Bose is not helping that 00. Every man for himself, it seems. The 96 likes what he's seeing right behind him as the 6 overdrives it a little, smacks the outside wall. The 96 having a substantial lead now as they're 3 wide right behind them, but it's going to diminish very quickly, coming to 2 laps to go. Can Corey Origami hold on, or will anybody else try to take his lead? Steel Park right behind the 96. Silverado trying to make the inside line work, but Hans Bozo is not helping at all, and Vladislav overdrives it as well. Unless we get a caution, he has no chance of winning this race. And now Steel Park looks towards the inside, takes the lead out of the 96. Can Corey Origami do anything about that? Here we go. Coming to the white flag, and there's a lap car right in front. I think that was Andrew in the 99. And now Scamart East looking towards the inside. About to take the lead away from Steel Park. But here comes the 34 with a huge run on the outside lane. Taylor Ham now helping the 62. Oh, never mind. 3 wide for the lead. Coming towards the final stretch. Oh no, Andrew blocks the 62. Now it's a race between the 30 and 34. Drag race to the line. Taylor Ham, Steel Park, who's it gonna be? Too close to call. And it's gonna be Taylor Ham. Taylor Ham in the number 30 by 2 1,000ths of a second. Manages to get it over Steel Park. Unbelievable. After a quick 30 laps, we crown our first Clash winner, and that will be Taylor Ham in the number 30. Congratulations to him and his team, beating Steel Park by a millisecond. That is wild. The number 77 of Hans Bozo gets 3rd place ahead of Corey Origami, rounded out the top 5. The 00 of Silverado. 6th place goes to Scamart East in the 62. 7th place the 74 of general incompetence. 8th place goes to the 6 of LeBron Kaitis. 9th place for potentially his final race. I say potentially, it's definitely his final race. Paul in the number 12. And rounding out the top 10, Big Loop Lifts in the number 19. Not bad after starting second. Mike and I Candy in the number 40, barely missing the top 10 by just 600ths of a second. Stacy finishing 12th in the number 79, getting into some wrecks. 13th, Chad GPT. His most notable thing in this race, going in the apron for no reason. 14th goes to the 64 of What Is Love. 15th goes to Peter Griffith in the number 71. 16th, Justin Tallgeier, another guy who got into some wrecks. 17th goes to Mr. Frog in the number 33, got into that big one. 18th goes to Dr. Chemo Slice in the number 86. 19th goes to the 65 of Chicken Finger. And rounding out the top 20, it's Guy Kia in the number 44. Moving on to the final finishers, starting with Among Us Sabre Brown in 21st, 22nd Gray Biffle, the final car on the lead lap. 23rd goes to Andrew from pole to a lap down. Absolutely abysmal performance. I think bro is washed. The horrors persist, but so did Marcos Andretti, finishing 24th. I'm honestly surprised he finished 2 laps down considering he went to the back rooms, but just like Fragile Fred Bush at Indy, man's too good to die. And finishing 25th through 28th in their respective order, Jacinto Pinto, Tiny Stewart, Jake Joe, and Tom and Jay Walls. These are the 4 trucks that wrecked out of the race today. It is really a shame that they couldn't finish, but shit happens. This is Super Speedway racing after all. And that concludes our first race for the non-star clash. Tune in next time as the Goodies Trash series is taking over. Stacked field full of familiar faces. I hope to see you there. But for now, we log off. Thank you so much to everybody that watched, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hello everybody, Editing Outbox here. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Forgive me if I sound tired. It is currently 2 in the morning and I just finished editing this. I wanted to make jokes and references like the TOECAR guys do at the end of every video, but due to the recent events that have happened, I wanted to make this a moment of silence. As the year closes, 2025 has not been kind to the racing world and its community. We lost Formula One team owner and broadcaster Eddie Jordan, former NASCAR driver Michael Annett, driver and humanitarian Greg Biffle, and many others who have contributed to the sport. No matter how small, their impact and legacy are cemented into racing history. Please join me in a moment of silence to remember those we have lost this year. Thank you.